Yeah. So, guys, welcome back to new episode. And this previously the one we have been working on, basically the mental health app one, and continuing it out, continuing the app, and basically there's a Figma. So let's open up the perfect. Yeah, before we do anything, guys. So if you are watching for the first time, please, guys, subscribe to the channel. Touch your thumb on that subscribe button. That's all. Thank you, guys. So here we have the Figma. Looks like wait a second. Okay, so there's not Figma. I'm looking for the design. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So the last time we were actually on this project, we kind of like was working on something right here, if I still remember. Yeah. So we are doing something on this page. Move this up. So let me just share my screen. I think I can minimize this a bit. Um, Here's my VS Code. So that I mean to say share my VS Code. So um, yeah, open up these our apps. So that's iPhone 13. So go over and run this. So guys, the iPhone 13 is actually my iPhone. I don't use iPhone 13. So the iPhone 13 is basically the simulator you're seeing on the screen. Um, so we have this blockage right now that we need to wait for some minutes to be able to build up our app on the simulator. So think here there should something else we could be doing while still waiting for this. Let me see. Yeah, I think I have an intro. Okay, it's already done. So that was fast. So let's go through this chat screen, and we are kind of like doing something right here where we are trying to fix up the message bubble, which is the audio message bubble. Right now, I think I did most of that on my own, so I was able to kind of like tidy up the chat screen so that I can be able to move on to other stuff. So I will just take you guys through the whole stuff I did and how I did it. So that won't take much of our time. Just give you guys some intro, show you around the code I implemented for most of the stuff I just fixed. That's it. I'll move on to the next stuff. So right here um, in our chat screen, so let's try the audio chat. So I can try to send a new audio because these are old audio. You can still play it, but let's try for most of you that are kind of like joining us for the first time. So we can record an audio. Tap on this. So this will record an audio for us. So we have 6 seconds, 7 seconds, and eight, nine. So we can actually stop this and send it. So if you tap over here, you can send. You tap over here, you pause it. Then you tap over here, you get it deleted. So if you tap here, the message is actually deleted from our app. Then you can tap again and record a new message, which we are doing right now. And the next we could do, so I showed you guys how to stop it, continue, and also tap here, you kind of like send a message. So there we go. So tapping there will send a message to us, but we have to wait for some seconds for that to show up. So you can scroll down and see the message. So August 2nd. So today is August 2nd on my own side. And you can actually see the message that we sent, and you can actually listen to the message. If you tap over here, the message will start playing. So there we go. And you can scrub through the message. So if you scrub here, you see, you can scrub and start at any point. You can actually tap it. So tapping actually takes start from that particular tap point to start playing the audio. Like I said, I showed you guys how to scrub it. I can try that again. That looks fun. That looks fun to me. I can just come on, start. Come on, scrub. Yeah, so that's scrubbed. And there is it. And you can actually pause the audio and resume the audio back again. So that's it. So we actually got something working, almost similar to what we have on WhatsApp and other chat apps that we are using right there. But most of them are not actually that kind of like good. Most of them don't have good UX user experience when it comes to audio chats or something like that. Like you see, most of the apps I've used, most of them don't have this scrubbing functionality that you can actually scrub through the audio and then play from there. So I think yeah, that's it. So I think that makes our app much better than most of the app out there. I'm not bragging. But yeah, so we just fix this on my own. And next stuff I worked on right on now was actually worked on the offline and online section of the app, whereby yeah I implemented something called a presence system. So this is a presence system that I implemented is extending get X controller. Inside the present system, we are using Firebase database, which is real-time database. We have a subscription database reference, and in here we are actually doing something called. So we are trying to when we are on the chat screen, we are trying to listen to know if the psychologist that we are chatting with is actually online or offline. So that's what we're actually doing here. And also the next one is configuration user presence. So that's for me as a user who is actually using the app right now. So once I'm kind of like using the app right now, it registers me as an online person on our back end, so I can show you guys that. So this is basically what I'm talking about. So from here, I can get over to mental health care app. So I can go to real-time database, and we have the presence collection, or yeah, and inside it is me. So this is my ID, and if you open this, you can see I'm currently online, and this is the last online timestamp. If you want to know, so maybe in the future we can add a way to display the last time the user was online, something like on WhatsApp. So this will actually help us. So we already predicted the future here. So this should actually help us in the future. And this kind of like showing that we're currently online. True. Back to our code. So this is basically what the whole stuff is doing. We are listening to the database reference, child, presence, and we are adding the on value change listener, which is a stream subscription right here. And we're listening to the .info connected, meaning basically what this stands for is basically meaning that the user is actually connected to the database, or the user is actually using the database at the moment. So if the user is doing anything in the phone, or the phone is alive this way or scrolling through the phone, the user is actually using the database or using the data. So that means the user is actually online. But if the user kind of like removes the phone from the screen or just minimizes the phone or just closes the phone, so it returns the user to be basically offline. So we can try that out. So if I want to basically do something like this, so that shows I'm still that shows I'm still online because my app is still there, so it's not closed. Yeah, so I'm still online. So I can decide to go back. So it's still online. So okay, it says I'm offline at the moment. Um, let's look at so let's see something here. So go ahead and restart the app. So let's look at our database. As we started the app means that we are currently using the app, opening the app up, so it shows I'm online. So yeah, that's good. And if I remove the app or something like that, close it off entirely, it shows I'm offline. We can actually try that. So there we go. So it sets me offline. So because I close the app, I'm no longer online. So that's basically working and we are good to go. So you can see it set me offline and this is my last online. And we could put the app back online again by opening the app, which is running it back up again. So this is actually a way to implement online presence or something like that into your app. And that's one stuff I fixed. And which is another one was the audio path, which is you can we it's right here. So for the audio part, the audio chat bubble and everything concerning it was done in here. And let's see the waveform you guys are looking at was done with this, which I explained in the previous video. So I already did this in the previous video. So just mostly what I did here was kind of like refactor the code, fix the scrubbing functionality, which is uh, I did right here. So the scrubbing functionality was done here. On tap down, we are getting the details where the user tapped down, and we're using the location where the user tapped on the screen for the audio. So now, before we go into that, let me show you something. So right now, it shows I'm online, so I'm back online, so which is working. So go back to the audio. Yeah, so I think I need to do this again so you guys can see something there. So if you open this kind of like scrolls down to the last message. Let me open that back again. So if you open the chat without doing anything, you scroll down to the last message for you. So there's a last message, you scroll down there and open it for us. So that's one fix I did too. I will also show you guys how I did that. And next was, so let me explain the audio part. So the audio part for the scrubbing, I have this from my controller, I call that seek player position. So the seek player position is basically what is controlling this scrubber that we have here. So when the audio start playing, so these bars as it's going, because so this is showing the amounts of plays that the user have listened to. So you can pause that. So this particular function is doing the on tap down. So if I tap anywhere here, so this function in this scope is being called. And again, when I scrub through it, so this particular function is being called horizontal drag update, which is this one. So if I drag this forward, you see, and if I drag this backward, you see, so this one is being called, and the audio will start playing at any point moment in time. I actually drag these two, and so the next stuff I did. So let's look at the function, this seek player position. So if you open this, come on, what's happening? So go to definition. It's not going to any definition. What's happened? Um, but that's basically located. I know where it's located. So that's located in chat controller. Yeah, so that's in chat controller. And there's go. There we go. So this is the seek prayer position, the function I was talking about, which has an offset, which is a location, and the maximum width, which is this maximum width basically means the length of this bubble and the width of this bubble from year to year. So that's what the maximum width is all about. So in the calculation we are doing here, we are basically, let me remove this, or I can leave it there. Later I can remove that. So the calculation I'm saying we have this position variable, and we are saying get the position where the user tapped on this bubble, and then if the position is zero, that means the user tapped somewhere here or somewhere here. So he didn't tap on any of this, then return zero. That means so if the user tap it doesn't work. So basically the user tapped at the beginning end of here. So that returns zero. So if the user taps somewhere that's within at this cross range here, so what we could do is to actually do some calculation, and so the calculation we are doing, so we're getting the position the user tapped on, and we are checking if it's greater than our width. So meaning greater than width means maybe the user tapped at the end. So if the user tapped at the end here, that means we have to pass in the width, the maximum width here. But if the user didn't tap at the end, that means he tapped somewhere here. So we pass in the particular location the user tapped, and then we use that to calculate the position. Whereby we are saying get the position variable divided by maximum width, multiply that by the audio duration. So this duration is basically the audio duration that we're listening to. So divide that by the audio duration, and add that into seek prayer.seek as a duration object in a milliseconds, which is this, and converting it to an integer. That's why if you tap on this, it gets calculated as fast as possible. So anywhere we are tapping is being calculated as fast as possible. So that's what we are getting there. So yeah, that's working. Let's say something else we have to do right now. So yeah, I just explained about this path, and also did explain about the scrolling part, and also the online presence for this. So I talked about that, meaning we already done with the chat screen. If I should go out, and next will be this section which I completed. So you can actually search through this, return back. So that's working. So this section and our chat is now complete. So we could actually go back and start working on this path. Where is it? So the next stuff we'll be working on will be the article section, which we start doing right now. So this is the next one. So there we go. Put it back. Okay, at the beginning. Yeah. So leave it that way. Next, like I said, we just go out because we are done with the share screen, and head over to the article screen. Tap on that. So that's actually empty at the moment. There's nothing there, which we need to fix up. So we need to fix that. And to fix that, let's open up our so our VS Code. We could open up our VS Code. We need to delete most of this. We don't need them because it's taking memory as they are kind of showing up here. So I'll close them. Close. That's too much. What did I do? Okay. Let's close this. Chat controller. Okay, I should close that. Chat room screen. We don't need that. Just close that. And just so we are heading straight to articles. So this is article section, and we have the application folder, presentation folder. So click on presentation folder. In here, we'll start doing something. And if you could remember, so in the article section we are trying to build right now, this box right here, we have actually implemented this previously. We implemented it somewhere here. Yeah. So when we are dealing with the detail screen, so the detail screen we implemented that kind of box. So what we need to do is actually either we move this to a separate widget, or we can re-implement it again, or we could just copy it from where it is at the moment and use it in our article section. But but the last two doesn't make sense, but the first one makes sense. So the first one, like I said, we can actually make it a reusable widget or component, and then reuse it here and use it anywhere else. So let's go and do that. So here we are. Head over to where is that? So that should be at home. So presentation, home details screen. So that's it. In there, we head over to where we talked about articles. So review test not there, about section not there, education section not there, place of work not. So this is article section that I'm talking about. So you have a list view that we actually passing this particular widget. That's the article box, our article box. I can just copy the whole stuff out. I can just copy the whole stuff out. Let's try doing that. So I could just stop over here. So it, copy it out, stop here, and delete that. And goes to let's say so there's an article home. Um, there's an article. So inside the article folder, I can create a new folder called widgets. Inside, I'm going to create article box or article card. Yeah, call that article card. Dot. I'm going to say stateless widget. It doesn't have any state. So the stateless widget, I'm going to be article. Delete this and import main material package. In here, basically paste what we copied, and that's going to throw some errors. We need to fix some stuff, and basically important what so that's in cited psychologists and valuable articles. Okay, in there. So basically, we have to pass something called um, articles, right? Yeah, our articles are basically we're getting them in a JSON or map way. We don't want this. We can actually make it an object, which will actually help us. So I don't like this kind of code. So let's convert that to an object. So I can just say in here, stay inside the article folder, create a new folder called model. And inside there, I'm going to create a new file called article underscore model dot. And in there, I'm going to create a class for the article model. And I'm going to have a final. So an article is going to have, so let's start with what we're doing here. So it's going to have an image picture. So I have a final string. So for that, picture and our final article name. So basically right here it has, so we did the picture one. Scroll down here, we have minimum read. So how many minutes is going to take us to read the whole article? So we have that parameter. We could just say min read. So yeah, but that would actually be in an integer, not a string. And next we could actually do is to say what was it? So we have the min read, the date. So the date will actually be a string. Yeah, so dates in there. And after we got the dates, let's what else? Name. So I think that's it. That's all we need to do. So we have, yeah, date, picture, minimum read, date, name of the article. That's it. Um, there are whole lot of other stuff that we are still going to add later on, but for now, these are the ones we're going to be keeping to be able to fix stuff. So there we go. Next, we're going to say how this article gonna not what I would say. Just are required at the back. Are required. There we go. Next, we can create a factory, and we can just say article from JSON. So article from map. And we have to pass in a map, and the map is going to have a picture. So if there's no picture, just leave it to be empty. And also we have name, so minimum read, like I said, minimum read. And next one, map. There we go. So leave it that way. Yeah, I think that's what we need for now. Save that. So you could go ahead inside our details in, fix this up, say that we could say pass in a final of type article model. We're going to call article. Add that inside our constructor right here and replace most of the stuff we have here with it. So this should be article picture right here. Say article.picture, yeah. And next one will be minimum read. Um, so this is basically a string. It can return the string, and we have to pass that as an integer. So this will not actually throw an error. To fix this on time, you can actually go in here and say pass minimum read. So pass minimum read, which should be, Let's leave this. We can actually fix that um, later on. So over here, we could just say article dot minimum read, and there we go. And next one, I think that was the last one, not the last one. So we talk about the date, dates, yeah. So there's the last one, which is the name. Okay, good to go. Go ahead and save this and head over here. And I have the article card added here. So I'm going to say return article card, because in here in our home controller we have psychologist.value.articles.length. Um, so that's psychologist model. For it to go in there, so it returns an article is a list of dynamic which we have in here, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, we can actually say over here, article model dot from map. Could actually pass the map here. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we pass in the article at index right here. So if you go ahead and save this, hopefully we won't get any error and this is fixed. So let's check that out. If you go to the specialists, yeah, tap on this user, scroll down. So this is the article section. Open that. So we're getting an error. Type string is not a subtype of int. So we already know where that error is coming from. We talked about that. So that should be from the model, article model, and we could say map. So this is a place where that error is occurring. This one, main read is an integer, and that will be zero. I'll just say 1 minute, 1 minute to read. Else, let me see. So we have shown dynamic. Um, okay, yeah. on this again. So that's fixed. I could actually get an article. So this user already has one article at the moment. So and let's see how to try another user. So open this user up, scroll down. Looks like every single one of them has one article at a time. So that makes sense. Um, so you could just head over to our article section right now and start making use of what we have done so far. There we go. So our article card, which is this, and then our article model. So our article screen. Let's start working on that. So into our article screen, we should have something like this. So what the first one, we should come on scroll down. So I have a title which we already have created in most places. So that should have the same title and a search button. I think the perfect place we did something like that was so I'm trying to kind of like copy some stuff over instead of recreating everything from the beginning. So that's it. So we did that in our home screen. Um, get hold of that. So get to home, not home details, but that should be home page screen. And scroll down. That should be animated builder, which we have right there. And main heading, which is inside the row. With okay, we can just copy the whole row, which is what we're looking for. Copy that. There we go. Next, we could just head over to the home screen. No, 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 not home details screen. That should be back to articles section. Make use of a column in there. Say children, and here's what we just copied over. Go ahead and format this a bit. So there's a whole lot of stuff we need to make changes to at this point in time. And so the first one being the animated builder. Um, so we could just make use of this, add our animation in there, just copy that over. So we use it in so many places, so we just copy it over and add that. So this state, we use a custom state. Could actually do something similar like this over there too. Just copy that over. It's more easier copying it over, but we have to replace this with our article screen state. Super, we are passing in animation. And next will be Okay. Okay, let's see why we are getting this error. Okay, I think I did import that. So import that, that will fix the issues. And there we go. And I should do something like here. I'll say the init, inside the init function, for our animation, to get hold of the animation controller dot forward, and then remember to dispose the animation. So call the dispose function here, and so we are going to say animation controller dot dispose, and right here, yeah. So this part is fixed. This animation problem is fixed. We're going to go ahead and import the header. Head over to our custom test. We are going to import that too. But let's fix something. Head over in there. Um, so I already have a test called articles. Let's look for that where we kind of like click added that test. Um, should be somewhere around there. Looks like you didn't add it. I'll just go ahead and add that since we didn't add it. So I can just say static um, came into um, article screen header. We should just say articles. Yeah. So I got the spelling correct. Yeah, articles. Go ahead and save this. Copy that over. Head over here and replace what we have here with that. So that there we go. Next import is custom spacing and home controller at the moment. Let's comment that out. So the next import is, I think we are good to go right now. We're not having any errors here. Go ahead and save this. Okay, something happened. For some reason, our app just went off. See, of a scaffold. Okay, so the scaffold, the background for the scaffold. And we are not going to use make use of this background. So we're going to use our background from our team, which will change depending the team that's been selected. But we're not going to use a background color, but basically the scaffold. Yeah. So go ahead and save this and run our app again from the beginning. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. Um, so this up here, let's try again. Finger close, tap on this. Okay, that it didn't went off or the screen didn't go off. So let's scroll down. So back here. So that should be a space from year to year and a space from year to year. Which okay. So you can actually add that space. Um, Let me see. So this is the space we're going to be using for that. So we can actually add that space by saying inside our container right here. So tap into the padding property and say edge insert on the left. Have the left property. Set that to be custom spacing that k horizontal padding and save that. And there we go. So the spacing is been added already. So I have the same spacing right there. So next one is to bring this down like this. So just tap in here, top. But that looks too small. Because if I use media operated dot of context, dot size, dot height, times multiply that by 0.5, increase that a bit. I think that's enough. Just leave it at 6, at 0.06. So basically, the reason why we are using this is to calculate this based on the device height. So if the device is too small, so this we kind of like maybe go up a bit to leave more space. And next we is that we have to add this popular article now. So this popular topic there, and we add the articles under it. So that should be after the row that we created. We have actually, I think we have a widget called subheading. Let me check back again. Check widget folder. So our font size of 15 pixels. Um, and this is font size of 17. Font weight of 400. Just copy the text and write in here. Go over to the custom text and just say under here, article screen header 2. That should say popular now. Copy that out. Save this. Head over to article screen. Right here, we could just add a text widget. The text, like I said, should say something like custom text dot this. Come on. We could tap into the style property and use the theme style dot text theme headline 3 dot copy width font size font width is 400, font size is 17. Go ahead and save that. So there we go. So the color is actually a dark color. So font width, yeah. Bring this up. That's still the same. We could actually add a spacer or a size box. Tap into the height property. We need this space between these. Come on. So it's add the space between this and this. Let's say tap into the height property. No, that has good. Let's get the height, multiply that by 3. So that should be size first, height, and there we go. But we want everything to start from the beginning, so everything should start from here. And we could actually do that by saying cross alignments starts, so it pushes everything to start from the beginning. We could just wash the space between this and this, so it's same. So just leave that. Next is to add this. So this should be a list view. Basically, the same stuff we actually did here. The article section. So we have a list view builder with a height property. Just copy the almost the same stuff. Copy that over. I have article screen. So there we go. And in here we could just say, where did we want that? So after the test, add that list view builder, not a return statement, but just a container. Better format this. But the issue is that we are not. We need a way to actually get access to um, a list of articles which we don't have right now. So that means we actually have to formulate a list of articles to be displayed at the moment, and we actually do that in articles application folder. We create a controller, so called that articles underscore controller dot class, so called articles controller extends. So that basically extends. But again, get x there we go, import that. We need to do one or two stuff here. So we create a final list. Yeah, so let's say final list of type article model. Go ahead and import that. And in there, we just create um, a list that kind of like has article model. So it's going to have a picture, which is going to be a URL, and a name, a minimum read, um, and a date. So you can actually formulate this, add a dummy data for that in here, but it's going to our first store database. Inside in our first store database, head over to the psychologist. So each of these psychologists has a article. So these articles, so we have body, which I haven't added yet. I'll have dates, so you can actually copy this. And so head over to our VS Code. So which is a string for now. Let's put this there. And next one we say name on this. Okay, so next we say minimum read 5, which is basically a string 2. And the last one is a picture. You can just use one of the pictures we have here, picture URL in here. Copy that. And there we go. So that's it. We only have one article at the moment, so I can just copy this and make these more. So by copy and pasting, so you create more articles, with. So copy and pasting this creates more articles. No, come on. Paste, paste, paste. I think that's okay. Could make use of that. Right here, we can just say articles binding. Create a new binding for it. Underscore binding dot. Inside the binding, we create a class. Um, come on, come on, come on. So say class. So that's called article binding. Yeah. which basically extends um, bindings from getX and implements this, overrides the dependency method, but we need to remove this import. That's not the import we want. Um, go ahead and import this one. Articles controller, go ahead and import that. Why do I need a lazy put? That's called put. So there we go. Save that. That's all we need. We could actually add that this articles binding as a binding on our routes page. So for the page property, whenever we get to the article screen, we have to add a binding here. So go ahead and import this here. And there we go. So we fix that. And last but not the least is to basically make use of the article controller we created inside our article screen. So you can just over here call it below here. Say final article controller get the find. So call get the find. Go ahead and import this. Um, call the underscore article controller. Go ahead and import this one too. Save it. Start making use of this. So I'm going to replace everywhere we have this home controller with it. So this should say something like articles controller dot articles, yeah, dot length. So for each of the articles, um, yeah. So back online again. So let's see. a way to fix the errors that we're having right now. So I can create a file here. So yeah, call that article, and then create a new article object in here, and that will have a name property. So just say article.name, article.picture, article.read. Okay, there we go. What else? So the next one should be article.date. Yeah, I think that's it. Um, so you're going to have to import this to fix the error moving. So we are good to go. Okay. So first of all, we start this up. Go to article section. So that's working. Yeah, it's working. I'll just scroll through this. Yeah. And we have the popular now. If you look over here, so let's see what else we need to add before I start fixing stuff. So I have popular now and the new. So there should be a bit of space. Okay, the space is already there. And add this section too. So I don't add this section. So you can actually create this to be a single component, or this from here to here could actually be a single component. Um, I move that in here, and I'm going to call that go over here, create a new widget for that. So no, not here. The article section dot that. Make that to be a stateless widget. Article section. Go ahead and delete this. Import this. Nope. Import material widget. In here, we want to say return. So this should be a column. And in here, we're going to import this. This will be a length property. We're going to say final articles. Passing a list of type article model. So we call that articles. So in here. And replace what we have here. So there we go. That particular error is fixed. And this could say articles are index. Go ahead and import this. So what else we need to fix right now? So yeah, so this section, yeah, should be dynamically changed. So you have final string title. So that's called title. There we go. We can actually import this right in there by calling this article section. Not so article section. We're passing in what controller do we have? It's articles controller. There we go. So the title, basically what I just copied over. Go ahead and save this. And you see there's still no issue. So nothing has changed. Just like we made it to this whole stuff to be reusable. But there's some issue, so we have to fix this one. It's an easy fix. So just go over here, say cross axis alignment. I get a cross axis alignment that says start. Save that. So that's fixed. And now we can reuse this somewhere under itself. So we just add another one. And the articles and title is going to change. So the title, I'm going to call that to be, so call that to be new. So basically that's what we need to say new. Actually verify. So this says new. Go back in here and save that. Head over here. No, head over here. No, head over here. Yeah. So this should be header 3. That's good. So we have that, but we have to give it a space them out. And so under here, we can just say size box, tap into the height property, media query, dot of context, dot size, dot height, multiply that by say 0.06. Okay. Yeah, that's there we go. So we already have the same design we are looking for, which is here. We can actually see that being applied right here. So actually make this not to have any spacing. So this shouldn't have a padding. So you should start from somewhere here. See how it goes off screen here. So that's what I'm looking for. Should actually go off screen at this end. So I think we can actually fix that by saying right here. I'm trying to see if that makes sense. If we do that, for us to do that, we need to remove this padding left here. You see, so that goes on its own. But what we need to do right now is to add those padding to the individual components that we have right here. So you can wrap this with a padding widget. I could say padding. Okay, not this. So that should say age insect. Left, not mediocrity. Save that. So you see that. See this already has a padding added. So just copy the same stuff and do it on most of the component that needs it. So the next one that needs it is inside this section. So you can just hit enter there, wrap this with its own padding widget, import this, format the code, go ahead and save it. So that's pushed here. But we need, I think there's a way we could actually make this to have a spacing, beginning, end. I think that should actually be either um, either we are adding, let me see again, either we're adding padding. So I think we can actually use padding for that stuff we want to do right now. The edge insect geometry. Okay, that should be edge only. Tap into the left. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense this way. So I can actually scroll off the screen, but it starts out like this, and then scroll. Tell me what happened. You go back. So right in here, what we could do is to say, um, so I want to remove these lines here, so I don't need that lines. Um, have it that essentially. So I'm trying to see what is causing the lines to be added. So the paint boundaries, hopefully that's it. So add the paint boundaries, set that to false. The same line, sure I don't need it. And it's still adding the same line, so something is wrong somewhere. And this only happens on my simulator, not actually on my phone. It doesn't happen on phone. So there we are. So we already have our box, so article box showing up, and we could actually fix this one, the search bar here. So what will remain is that the only thing that will remain to fix will be to populate this with real data and then be able to search through it, and then the display functionality and adding um, comments to each articles. So let's go ahead and add this over here. We could just head into where did we use some of that stuff? Um, that should be right here. Then we have this custom search field. So yeah, custom search bar. Okay, so there it is. So you copy that, basically paste that in here, still do the same stuff, and that should be above, article screen, between this row, this first row, and this. So that should be somewhere here. I'll have this home controller is open or something like that, and so we can just set that in article screen. So article screen has article controller, which you can actually over here add a function and have an RX boolean, which is called is search instead of being false, and it's kind of like set us. You can have a get in there. So we get the search open, should basically return, okay, yeah, search open value. In here, we just fix one or two to confirm with what we just did. So actually, articles controller, import this, and also fix this by saying articles controller. That way, we don't need this for now. Just close this off right here, so we can actually fix this one. We're saying articles controller, search controller. We need to create a text editing field. Yeah. So there we go. And could actually always remember to dispose that. So we can just say unclose. After unclose, before we call it unclose, we can just say search controller dot dispose. And yeah, so this is fixed. What else do we need to fix? So yeah, so this one should actually be able to open that, or open and close search. Save. Let's test this out. Okay, there we go. So we have that showing up here. Tap on it. That goes off, on, off, on, off. But we have an issue to fix. One way to fix that issue. So wrap this. Let's see. So go ahead and tap this. Opens. So close, opens, and close. But there's something we need to do on that. And we can actually wrap this with a padding. Remember the padding that we are adding everywhere. So just copy that padding. There we go. So if you go over and open this again, um, not right, but from the left. Yeah, so that's good. That shows. And we don't want this. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So if we close this, okay. I see. But we need to push this down. There we go. So close, open. Yeah. Can actually scroll through, down, scroll up, close that, open it up. Can I go to tap into it? Tap out, but we can't tap out. So to tap out, so we need to wrap this with a gesture dictator. So say untap, and inside the untap, just say hide keyboard, passing the context. Save that. There we go. So that tap out is working. If you tap this again, tap, tap out, tap in, tap out, tap in, tap out. So open, close. So those are working. We are good to go on this section. So next one is basically, let's see what we need to do next if we have much time to fix something. And so like I said, we need to kind of like find a way to populate these articles inside our database so we can actually dynamically use them in here. And I think that's it. And next will be to have a display. Um, so the next will be to have a display field, home details page, not a display. So home details page to actually display the details of the any of this when we tap on any of them. And that's what we work um, on our next stream. So yeah, guys. So we'll be stopping here um, now. So in our next stream, we basically complete this, work on this, and have a way to add all these comments to any chart that we want to tap on. I think that's it. So hopefully, guys, we are looking forward to kind of like be able to finish this part because I'm hopeful that we'll be finishing this part by tomorrow. But we want to finish this and this by this week before this week runs out. So that we know that the remaining stuff will be to work on the psychology part of the app, the psychologist part of the app, and then do one or two things and start releasing the app in by features or by bash, something like that. So let's so yeah, guys. See you guys in the next stream, maybe hopefully in a few hours, or we can say the next day. So it's already almost midnight here. Not that midnight, but it's almost night. But if I kind of like have the strength, I can actually stream maybe in few hours from now. Let's say 5 hours or thereabout. But if I don't stream by then, so that means next day I'll be streaming hopefully. Yeah. So guys, join me. Take care. Have a nice day, everyone. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if this is your first time watching. And if you like what is going on here and what we are doing, subscribe and join us whenever we are doing our stream. Oh shit! Oh shit! And also, yeah, subscribe, share the videos with your friends and everyone's, and also one or two times just try to hop on the chat section, chat with me. That's it. Thank you guys and have a nice day.